Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Diamonds and Washi. My name is Katie, and today I have an unboxing of two different mystery boxes from Diamond Art Club. This one that I have in front of you right here is their second Cyber Monday mystery box that came out for their second Cyber Monday release. And then arriving here in just a day or two is going to be mystery box number, is it 16, which released as part of a normal weekend drop. So I am filming this one now because I just couldn't wait to get into it, and I'll be adding on mystery box number 16 afterwards. So just a fun mystery box haul that I hope you will stick around to see. Now, I hope it goes without saying, spoilers abound. You're going to see what's in here. The way that this box worked, the Cyber Monday number 2 mystery box, was that there were a total of 6 different possible kits you could get. There's 2 in each box, and all of these kits were exclusive to this mystery box. Diamond Art Club had also done something that's pretty unusual for them when it comes to mystery boxes, and that is that they actually revealed the artist to us during the Black Friday countdown live stream a couple of days prior to these mystery boxes releasing. Now, they didn't tell us which artists were going to be in which mystery box, and so if you watched my Cyber Monday mystery box number 1 double unboxing, you have seen the kits that I got in those. There was a bigger pool of artists that those could come from, but it's really the artist that ended up being the artist in mystery box number 2 that I'm the most interested in, but I only got one of these. I wish I could tell you just how hard my heart is pounding right now, which sounds so silly, but look, I did go ahead and spoil for myself what the images are, at least all that we've seen so far. And there is one image in particular that is a must have for me. And if it's not in this box, I am not going to pretend like I'm not disappointed. But I also recognize that this is just the gamble of mystery boxes. And if it's not in here, I'm going to hopefully have something in here that's potential trading fodder for it. And if you've seen the artwork, that if you spoiled it for yourself, then you know, I'm sure you know which one it is. It's a piece by Marigona Suli, and I have every piece that has released from this artist so far, and this image will be a must-have for me. So it feels a little bit like Schrodinger's mystery box right now. Oh, speaking of Schrodinger, here comes my cat. We're gonna see if he comes in frame. You wanna come say hello? And then my son is in, oh, yeah. And my son, we get lots of cameos. We got my cat and we have my son in the other room because I could not wait till he went to bed to open this up. Yeah, so hello from Skip the cat and Micah the kid. So we're gonna open this up. I really am gonna just reveal this one kit at a time, and I'm gonna try not to peek and see what the second box is. And yeah. And I'm going to try really, really hard to, if I am super disappointed. Well, no, I'm not going to conceal it. I'm going to try to find things that are positives. I'm looking away while I kind of rip this. Things that are positives to say about these. And we'll kind of see how it goes. 1 second. All right, I promised I didn't peek, but Micah needed me to read something in his game. So that's what we want to do. All right, I'm going to try to pull out just one of these. And we are going to unbox it. Oh, there's 2 in here. Okay, I'm going to pull one of these out. We'll see. And we'll go from there. So one of these I feel is smaller than the other. I think I'm going to try to pull out the smaller one first, just because I think that if there's a Marigona Suli, I think it's going to be the bigger one. Let me see if I can pull out the smaller one, and I'll save the suspense. I don't know. Let's take a look. Okay. Not the Marigona Suli. I'm boxing. I'm not looking. We're not looking. Not the Marigona Suli, but this could be trading fodder if it's not the other box. Okay, this is like the second most favorite. Who am I, Mike Birbiglia? This is like my second most favorite of the images that I saw. And I feel like it's popular enough that if the Marigona Suli isn't that other box, then hopefully I will be able to use this to trade for. And if nothing else, I have some dear friends that I know are really hoping for this one and collect everything from this artist that maybe I can help out. So this is called Cat Schemes by Luca. And you know what? The color schemes in this one, this is really cute. This will also be very tempting to keep depending on how I feel when I open this up. So super cute cats going on here. The pink and green, that is my taste. Awesome. Color-wise, 55.6 by 68.8 centimeters, and we have round diamonds. Now, as far as what is included and various features of Diamond Art Club kits, I am going to gloss over a lot of it because you probably are well familiar with it at this point, and I'm trying to move a little bit quickly, even though it doesn't seem like it with all the tangents I keep going on. So I'm going to gloss over some of this. If you want to hear me go more in depth about things like the toolkit, all the things, I suggest maybe watching one of my other Diamond Art Club unboxings. Not to cop out, but I just want to get into these kits and see what the other one is too. But let's give this one its due. So 50 colors, including 1 AB and 3 fairy dust. We'll look at all those. Around 50,000 diamonds total in this kit. How to diamond paint, kit contents, and sticker at the bottom. Now, this is the part of my regular unboxing videos where I always go, if you're new to Diamond Art Club and you're thinking of making your very first purchase, I have a 20% off discount code you can use. Now, you won't be able to use it on things like mystery boxes. Those typically are already heavily discounted and not something that you can stack discount codes on top of. But I just wanted to mention it in case you're just doing some regular shopping. If you're like, oh, I like this artist's work, let me go see what else they have at DAC. If there's anything that I need, then my 20% off code is just my name, Katie, Katie, and the number 20. Thank you so much if you choose to use it. Toolkit, good stuff in here. Definitely take a look at that in another video if you're curious. Let's see what our treasure quest card is. Silver. Okay, that's awesome. I will take that. Treasure quest cards, you guys, they're a cute collectible and part of a secondary rewards program. They have different ranks or tiers. This is silver. By far the most common is bronze, though I've been on kind of a silver streak lately. There's bronze, silver, gold, and black. Black is the rarest. Once you get various combinations of these cards, you can redeem for things like gift cards or even a custom diamond painting. Lots of helpful stuff on the inside of this envelope. Be sure to check it out. If you want spoilers for all the mystery box images, people are posting them in the comments of posts in their VIP Facebook group. So you can join that group once you've made your first purchase. Now, a bunch of helpful stickers in here. These are all individual stickers. Here's a look at the original artwork by Lyubka. These cats are really freaking cute, you guys. These are all individual stickers. I use these in my paper logbook once I start working on a kit. Then you have a set of pre-cut sticker labels that will be handy when you go to kit up your diamonds. The code in the right-hand column is the DMC code. Diamond Art Club puts their special drills at the end. Z is fairy dust, AB is AB. 6000's range colors are not part of the DMC color code system, but rather just colors that Diamond Art Club has created to fill gaps. Since they make all their drills in-house, they're able to easily do this, and it helps them just tackle those color families where there's maybe some colors that are lacking, like purples, blues, browns, and then they can match the original artwork that much more closely. Let's look at all of this pink cuteness. Oh my gosh. Now the background, I was curious. Yeah, it's got more texture to it than you would expect. I remember this from when I opened up and looked at, was it called Winter Cats by this artist a little while back? That the background, the wall actually is almost like a wallpaper texture. I'll show you up close in a moment. But here is this really cute artwork, you guys. Oh, that's so adorable. I love that. So cute. Okay. Really quick overview of features. I like Diamond Art Club's canvas material and glue. It's just generally speaking nice to diamond paint on and sticky. We have perforated plastic cover with lines to help you see the edges, legends at the top left and bottom right, and then this artwork is of course licensed. Just because it came in a mystery box does not mean that it is unlicensed. The artist was still compensated for the use of this artwork and obviously gave permission as well. This is the case for all of Diamond Art Club's kits. You have the title, thumbnail, and size here too. Then we have their socials and yet another discount code, and your kit is covered under a lifetime warranty. Now, really important if you were to go and try to pick this up in a D-stash, the lifetime warranty is specifically for original owner and purchaser of the kit. So if you get it in a D-stash, you'll usually see people put the disclaimer of the lifetime warranty is void. But hopefully if you like run into an issue, like when I D-stash kits, I always tell people, if you run into an issue, let me know and I'll contact, the company and see if I can, get help for you that way as the original purchaser. So, okay, buddy. But anyway, looking up close at this one, it is going to be a relatively confetti heavy canvas because Leoca's artwork has a lot of texture to it, a lot of softness. So even the cat's tail here, you can see there's a, fair number of color changes going on there. And also in the wallpaper. At a distance, you don't necessarily see it, but there's like 3 different symbols going on here. Now, color blocking and confetti. Confetti is where you have a lot of color changes in a small area, so I would say that the background qualifies as that for sure. And you're going to be doing a little bit more single placing and changing that color out more often. Now, the opposite of confetti is what we call color blocking, and there's some of it at the floor I was going to show you. So this is blocks of the same color in a small area, so grab your multi-placer. That color is going to be in your tray for longer, and that'll go a little faster. So confetti and color blocking, this, like the other Leoca kits I've looked at, does seem to be a little heavier on the confetti side of things. So we're at 68 centimeters that way, and then about 55.5 this way. So we're true to size. Let's take a look at these diamonds. I am waiting to see. I think my youngest might call me upstairs for help with something, but we'll start anyway. And I can always pause. So we have cat schemes here. Let's take a look at these diamonds. Okay, so here's your color spread. Pinks, browns, and a bit of greens. And we do have round drills with this one. Diamond Art Club's round drills I feel like are really faceted, so they're very twinkly on the top. And they do put their drills not in DMC order, but roughly in order of weight or how many diamonds there are. Speaking of amount of diamonds, we have our first special drill here, which is Z963, 2 big bags of this one. Z is a fairy dust diamond, and fairy dust diamonds have what looks like a pearlescent coating. You can see the tops of the diamonds, how it's almost like someone just brushed a bit of a fine glitter coating on the tops of these. And so it gives it a subtle shimmer effect, but still stands out from regular drills. It's just not super in your face like ABs are, which we had a couple of ABs in this kit that I'll show you. This color palette is right up my alley. I do really like lots of shades of pinks. The background of the wall though, like the confetti in there, makes me a little nervous, but I think it's going to give it a nice like softer texture. Here's our next special drill. It's Z910. We have a nice dark green fairy dust. You can see the glitter coating, that fairy dust coating on the tops of these even more clearly. If you watch my unboxings from Diamond Art Club, you'll often hear me mention that darker color fairy dust are my favorites because that special drill coating pops just a little bit more on darker colors. So nice to see that green one in the mix. I see an AB at the end of this strand, and it is AB 741. So AB stands for Aurora Borealis. These get their name from the Northern Lights. They have a very sparkly iridescent coating on the top that is much more eye-catching than fairy dust diamonds are. It is going to draw your eye to the areas it has been charted and going to stand out a lot more than fairy dust diamonds do. But that extra sparkle totally suits certain parts of artwork. My guess is that these are going to be in the goldfish and maybe the books. We will take a look together after we're done looking at all the drill colors and see where our various special drills go. Here's our next fairy dust diamond, Z3865. This is a white fairy dust, little straggler green diamond in there from the next pack over, but that fairy dust coating is pretty subtle, but you can still see that kind of glittery sparkle. And then here's a 6000s range color, so apparently that shade of gray doesn't exist in the DMC. So Diamond Art Club made it. And that's the end. So just 3 fairy dust and 1 AB. I know we looked at that when we looked at the sticker labels, but it kind of just left my head immediately after seeing it. So Kind of, I think, more understated as far as special drills go. We did have 2 big bags of the pink fairy dust. We had some of the white fairy dust, a dark green fairy dust, and then an orange AB. The easiest one to point out right off the bat is the orange AB. It's the lighter orange color in these books, all these books, as well as the lighter orange color in the goldfish. I like the extra sparkle there. That's going to be really fun. The white fairy dust is going to be, it's the white on the side of the vase, the white at the ends of a couple of these books, just these 3 books, and then the white on the chest of this adorable fuzzball over here is going to be white fairy dust. Then there's 1 white fairy dust in the center of each of this cat's eyes and the center of each of this cat's eyes, and that's it for that one. Then we have our dark green fairy dust color, which is one of the green colors. It's the lighter of the green colors in this vase over here. It's also in some of these books, like in this one, it's the light lines. It's some of the lines on this book and some on this book and some on this book. It's also in some of the plants in the fish tank. We have some of that green fairy dust. Is it over here? These cats are such troublemakers. We have it in some of the light green areas over here. Looks as it knocked over a plant. So here, and then it's also in some of the green in the lamp. It's one of the darker green shades, kind of on the outsides, and then a little bit in these lines too. Okay, and then last we have our pink fairy dust, which there was a lot of. There's a little bit of it in these like light pink shades on the books, like this one, these pages, and then right here, and these light marks here. It's also in some of the light pink flowers over here, and a couple of the light pink flowers over here. There's just there actually. And then it is one of the colors in the background. So the background is going to have a shimmery look to it. Now I feel like from further back, it is hard to make out the different shades of pink going on. Again, there's like 3 different colors of pink in the background, like the chunks of the background, and the lines are a 4th shade of pink, but it is the absolute lightest of the pink shades in the background. I'll show you up close. It is the 3-leaf clover symbol. So you can see that it really is all throughout the background. And you know what? I feel like that being a special drill is going to help with kind of the texturized look of the background too. It's in a few spots here. Again, it's that 3-leaf clover or club. Why am I blanking on like the correct name for that symbol? It's not really up in these areas so much, but then as we get into some of these lighter areas, it pops up again. So yeah, there's a reason we had 2 big bags of that one. I like the special drill placement in this one. It is understated. I don't normally think of the background as someplace that I would see special drills, but I think it makes sense in the context of this artwork, and it is a really subtle special drill that I think is gonna work for kind of the texture and the softness of it. So I don't know, I like it. I'm a fan. And then some of the areas, like of course the goldfish and the books, it's kind of feels like it's a no-brainer. So this is Cat Schemes by Luca, and is one of the 2 kits in this mystery box. So I'm going to take a quick moment to pack this up and move it out of the way. I'll bring the box back over and we'll see what my second kit is. And I promise I'm not going to peek. I debated, honestly. I was like, do I want to open this up beforehand? Because I really want to see what's in here. And then I thought, no, I'm just going to make myself wait so that I can capture my actual reaction on camera, good or bad, and just let it be what it is. Okay, so that's it. I'll be right back. All right, well, it is the moment of truth. We're gonna go ahead and pull this out and see what kit this is, okay? All right, let's just bite the bullet and let's cross our fingers, and here we go. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm fine. This is fine. Everything's fine. My cat is eating my Christmas tree. Stop it. Of course, my cat decided that exact moment to start eating my Christmas tree, but I feel like I could just breathe the biggest sigh of relief while also feeling really guilty because I know that there's a lot of people that this is a must-have for them too. So I feel like I hit the jackpot, and I would love to say like, oh, it's It's because I do sneak peeks for Diamond Art Club sometimes, but literally if you saw my last mystery box unboxing, you know, that's not how this works. It's completely luck of the draw. I ended up with a bunch of landscapes last time. I cannot believe. I'm so thankful for my luck right now. This was a no-brainer must-have for me, you guys. This is Witch and Dragons Reading by Marigona Suli, and it's dragons and it's books. And it's this beautiful pale pastel color palette. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Like, do you see why this was a must have for me? I'm so happy. I know it's the little things, you guys, but honestly, for me, I feel like I want to give it context. I've been waiting for more of these Marigona Suli pieces with the cute curled up sleeping dragons, especially the ones with books in them. For a while. We've been getting a lot of her like really pretty room pieces and some of her other styles, but we just haven't really broken into a lot of these cute dragons. And so that's why I was just like, this is everything I love. I've had this whole thing with like dragons sleeping on books lately, so I just feel really lucky. Okay, we're going to take a look at this one, you guys. 65 by 91.8 centimeters and square drills. I guess they just don't make a Marigona Suli that's a smaller size, with the exception of that, like one of the first ones they dropped from her that I still love. Incidentally, a dragon sleeping on books. 58 colors, 2 AB, 2 frosted, and 3 fairy dust. Almost over 96,000 diamonds in this one. So let's open this one up and see. Now, one sentiment I did see from some people was that they were kind of feeling like the color palette for this one was going to be too bleh, like too neutral, and that's totally fine. It's, you know what your color taste is and everything, but give me all of the pale pastel neutrals. I will take all of them. It's a very soothing kind of color palette to me. And yeah, so, okay. Let's see what our treasure quest card is and maybe get a glimpse at some of these colors. Looks like a bronze treasure quest card, which is fine. I'll take anything with this kit. It actually kind of suits color-wise. I like that. And then, oh, there's the original artwork. I get it. It's not everyone's color palette, but I think it's really pretty. Yeah, browns and pale, like vintagey pastels is kind of what it's giving to me. I'm actually really excited to look at these diamonds. Okay, but we're going to start with the canvas. See what we think of the canvas. Toolkit, again, go check out one of my other unboxings for that one. And let's pop this one open. And the top. See, already, it's just happiness to me. It's just happiness to me. I love the books. These dragons, oh my gosh, I need them. My heart is full. And I know it's so silly to feel that way about diamond painting kits sometimes, but my gosh, this artist's work just gives me so much joy. And I keep saying, at some point, there's going to be a kit from this artist that releases that is not going to be a must-have for me. But we're not there yet. It hasn't happened yet. So here's a look kind of at the whole canvas. These little sleeping dragons. I wonder if she has names for them, like some artists do with their kind of recurring characters. These ones are so cute. Let me show you up close and just kind of recap things like Diamond Art Club's canvas features and stuff. So I do like their canvas material. It does lay flat really quickly, and it's just nice to diamond paint on. And they use poured glue on their kits that is pretty sticky. And they have this thick plastic cover. If you see those gray lines running across the canvas, you can see that's where the edges of the perforated sections are. So if you like working within designated sections, you can do so and use those as kind of your guidelines. This is looking like a mix of color blocking and confetti. So there's some areas like you see here in the back of the chair, there's a lot of color blocking going on, so that'll go faster. But then as we get into towards the bottom in that wood grain, there was a lot of confetti. Even in her hair and her face, there's more confetti. This plant, of course, if there's plants, it's going to be confetti. But then up here we have color blocking. So it seems to me like it's a nice mix of both. And so it's nice for me when it's like that, because then I can kind of go back and forth between the different kind of confetti heavy and color blocking heavy sections, depending on what I need a break from or what I'm in the mood to work on. So quick measurement, you guys. 92-ish by 65-ish. We are true to size. True to size. All right, let's take a look at these drill colors, which again, I love this pretty vintagey muted palette. That's so cozy. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm dropping things out of frame. There's our colors again. And I'm very interested to see what our frosted diamonds are. My guess is maybe like the moon and stars, maybe the clear frosted, or that might be a fairy dust. I don't know. I'm not very good at guessing. Sometimes it's a color that there's a lot of, and sometimes it's just a couple of accent spots. And if you don't know what a frosted diamond is, please do stay tuned because I will show you and it will make more sense. So here's some of those 6000s range colors. So just those shades of brown apparently don't exist in the DMC. So Diamond Art Club made them. I didn't even look to see how many 6000s range colors we had in this one. 58 colors in total though. I feel like I just breezed right through in one ear out the other as far as when I looked at the sticker labels. We haven't had a special drill yet, but oh, here's our first one. So Z3857, we have this really rich chocolate brown fairy dust color. Just as a refresher, if you skipped ahead, fairy dust diamonds have a pearlescent sheen. It's kind of like a fine glitter coating on the tops of these diamonds. It is just going to give it a subtle shimmer effect. It's not too in your face, but it's still, especially these darker colors, is going to stand out and add a nice little something to the painting. So 2 big bags of that brown fairy dust. Yeah, I feel like nearly every shade of brown in the DMC and that Diamond Art Club has at their disposal seems to be in this kit. Here's our next fairy dust color, you guys. It's Z3856. This is a really pretty ivory fairy dust. And that glitter coating is a little more subtle, but still there. It's like sometimes it just adds a little bit of depth. Like the shimmer it just gives it some more texture. If you watch the loop, I use that word, overused it a bit. Now here's our first AB, AB436. Now AB stands for Aurora Borealis. These ones get their name from the northern lights and have a very sparkly iridescent coating on the top that is going to grab your eye and draw it to the areas it has been charted. So we have this pretty light brown, AB436, and then right next, well, 2 down from it, AB712. This is an off-white AB. It's really pretty. I think we just had the 2 ABs in this one. And here's our third fairy dust. This is another shade of brown. This is more of like a, I don't know, it's lighter. 3045. And bring on the frosted. I will leave you zoomed in because our first frosted diamond is right here. M5200. Now, frosted diamonds have basically the effect of frosted glass. What's important to note about these is that they do not have a faceted top. It's like just a dome rounded top. And it also has a matte finish. So it's a pretty unique diamond and it really is quite different from your standard drill. And so we have this really pretty white frosted diamond color, and we'll have one more frosted color in the mix that I'm very interested to see. Oh, here we go. M3078. We have a pale yellow frosted diamond, so 2 lighter colors. Like I mentioned earlier, we will go through either in this kit or the last one. We always go through together and find where the different special drills have been charted so you can get a sense for where in the artwork they're going to be, what's going to be enhanced, and kind of what is that going to look like. So give me just a quick moment to get my bearings and find where some of these are going to go, and we'll come back and talk about it. So just as a really quick refresher, for fairy dust, we had a deep chocolate brown, we had a lighter brown color, and then we had kind of an off-white fairy dust. Then we had two frosted colors. We had a kind of clear white frosted diamond and then a really pale yellow frosted diamond. And then we had two ABs. We had a kind of off-white AB and then a brown AB. So we're going to start down here at the bottom, and the moons on the spine of this book are going to be that pale yellow frosted diamond. The lighter color in these plant leaves over here is going to be the light brown fairy dust color. And the white that you see over here, I think this is the spine. Yeah, there's the spine of a book right here. The white you see is the white or clear frosted diamond. Then we have, in part of the spine of this book is going to be the brown AB, a kind of light medium toned brown AB in the spine of that book. Then this light color, is this like a, I don't know if that's like a pastry or almost looks like one of those pin cushions with sewing. The top of it is going to be the off-white AB, and then the white dots in it are going to be the white frosted diamond. Also in her sock is mostly made up of, well, both socks are mostly made up of the off-white AB color. And there's a couple of non-special drills that also go through them to give it a little bit of texture. What is this over here? It looks like it's a little, is that like a dragon door? There's this little like mouse right here. I can't quite tell. I think it is. Maybe it's a little mouse door. That would make more sense because these dragons are way too big for that. Anyway, this little mouse is made up of the off-white AB color. The spine of this book has, did I say this? The brown AB? Yes, I think I did. And then whatever's in this mug, which then turns into like magic. You've seen this effect in some of Marigo Nasuli's other artwork. She has a Christmas piece that has hot chocolate that does this, that like comes out and makes this big magic kind of glob. But this is all that dark kind of brown, that chocolate brown fairy dust color, just color blocking bits of it. Speaking of color blocking special drills, we have the off-white fairy dust making up, kind of an ivory fairy dust, making up most of this dragon friend, which is so cute. It's a little bit extra sparkle to our dragony friend here. And then in some of these book spines, like these, we have some of the light brown fairy dust color. And hopping over to this plant again, actually it's more in the background. The lighter color in the background is going to be that light brown fairy dust color. And let's see. Okay, her hat is color blocked dark brown fairy dust, as is, this is more of that hot chocolate that's just kind of wrapped around the chair. And then on this book spine, that light yellow color is the light yellow frosted diamond. This is the white or clear frosted diamond on that book. This is more of the light yellow frosted diamond color. And then this book has a bunch of the light brown AB in it, as does this book and this book over here. Feel like I'm missing a special drill just because I'm going a little bit fast. But I do know that up here, these this moon and these moons and sparkles over here and stars, that's going to be our clear or white fairy dust color. And I think that is it for special drills. Yeah. As always, disclaimer, I might have missed some. Consider it a surprise if I did and you're working on it and are pleasantly surprised by some. But yeah, that is a look at Witch and Dragons reading from Marigo Nasuli from Cyber Monday Mystery Box number 2. Like I said, I feel ridiculously lucky, honestly, and like I just can't believe that I was fortunate enough to get this one in my box. I was certainly really, really hoping for it, but it hasn't always worked out in my favor in the past, and I've had to go and hunt down my must-haves. That's happened with more than one mystery box, and thankful that the RNG gods were working in my favor for this one. So what I do want to mention is that if you are hoping to get your hands on either of these kits, I would suggest checking out, there's a couple of different D-stash groups on Facebook. If you're on Facebook, there's also some third-party apps like Mercari, eBay, Poshmark. You'll sometimes see these pop up. Now, the thing is, sometimes with these if this is one of the really popular kits from the box, that sometimes people really want to mark them up. And I'm hopeful that if you're waited out, that you're able to find one for a reasonable price. And I know my sympathies are so much with you if you really wanted one of these mystery box kits and didn't get it. And I'm really sorry about that. And I hope you're able to track it down easily. But I hope you enjoyed getting a look at these 2 kits. But yes, anyway, I'm going to, like I said, pack this up and go grab the next mystery box to share with you. I'll be right back. All right, so it is actually almost a month later. Yes, much longer than I expected since I filmed the first part of this video in that first mystery box. But this mystery box has been sitting and waiting for me to open it up ever since. So we're going to go ahead and take a look. I do know, I believe the kits that are going to be in here because I think it was the same for everybody, but I actually, benefit of having a really bad memory, it's been long enough that I don't really truly remember the details about what these kits are, if in fact they are the same. So it's still going to be a fun surprise, and we're still going to take a look at them. So I'm just going to try to open this without showing my address, and let's take a look at what the 2 kits are. Well, 1 kit at a time. You know what I mean, that I got in this particular mystery box. Okay, sorry that I smacked the camera there. Let's go ahead and pull out the first of these kits and see what we've got. Go ahead and move that out of the way. Okay. Oh, hello, gorgeous. Okay, we have this kit called Birch Spirit by Jamaica Murphy, aka Jamushka. Ooh, this is really pretty. Yeah, I do vaguely remember seeing this one pop up in groups as people got their boxes in. This is really pretty. All right, let me move this box out of the way, and we're going to take a look together at this kit and see what this looks like. So round drills in this one, and size wise we're looking at 55.6 by 68.8 centimeters, or 22 by 27 inches, 62 colors including 3 fairy dust, for a total of around 50,000 diamonds. I am going to skip past going through all of the features in detail as always, since we covered that with the first kit. But we will still talk about all the drills and everything that are in this one. Now, my understanding is that I think this artist is kind of moving on from licensing with Diamond Art Club. I think I have that right. And so you may see that her other artwork with DAC has been discontinued. This one, because it was part of a mystery box, is just by nature discontinued immediately, but just as an FYI about the artist in general. Let's see, what did we get treasure quest card wise? Bronze, but it's still, I still like looking at them. The holographic effect is really pretty. And then colors wise and the original artwork, oh my gosh, I love the neutrals. That artwork is gorgeous. Oh my gosh. What's her hand doing? I'm like trying to picture the angle of it. Okay. Anyway. Oh no. Oh, that's kind of a bummer. It looks like some of my stickers came off, like several of them actually. Well, that, and I just gave myself a paper cut out. I'm a disaster today. I'm probably gonna have to send them a message about maybe seeing about getting some replacements just for those 3. Maybe they can send me a PDF or something like that. I don't know that I've ever seen something like that happen with my stickers before. Anyway, it looks like we're going to have, is it just those 3 fairy dust colors? Now I'm paranoid. Yeah. Okay. But then otherwise we just have a host of neutrals in this one. What a strange issue to happen with the stickers. I'll have to remember to send them a message about that. I feel very, can I be completely honest? I'm feeling kind of off my groove right now. So I'm sorry if I'm really off while I'm doing this. I'm going to get it together. One of these days, I'm going to get it together. Okay, let's look at this canvas and the diamonds. Oh, there go the drills. Oh, wow. Okay, these colors are really, really pretty. Let me roll this back so we can see it a little bit easier. Oh my gosh, look at her face. And her eyes are so striking. It's interesting. The original artwork doesn't look quite this dark, but I think with the symbol printing on the canvas, it just is appearing a little bit dark. I have a feeling when the drills are down that the colors are going to be a little bit more true to the original artwork. Oh, that's really pretty. Okay, usual suspects as far as features go. Legends, plastic cover sectioned off, poured glue, all that good stuff. Let me show you up close some parts of the canvas. Let's see what we're looking at in terms of color blocking versus confetti. A good amount of color blocking, actually, and a lot of line blocking, too. So, yeah, these areas are going to go pretty quick. But then there's a little bit of confetti in her outfit, like at her waist, whatever that belt is. But all in all, this I think is going to go pretty quickly because there is a good amount of color blocking in a number of spots. A little bit more in the way of confetti up here. Look at how good. I think her face looks so good. I really tend to enjoy the effect that Diamond Art Club does with rendering faces. I think they do a really nice job with it. And yeah. So there's a little bit more confetti towards the top of this kit, but overall, I would say this is a pretty color blocking heavy canvas. Oh, yeah, no, I legit gave myself a whole paper cut. Oh, after I finish with this kit, I'll go deal with that and then go look at the other one. Okay, so 68 and a bit. That's where listed as. How about this way? Almost 56 centimeters. Okay, yeah, we are true to size on this one. Let's look at our diamonds, get a look at our color spread and what our special drills are going to be. Gosh, I will tell you what, these neutrals where it's like there's a lot of almost dusty rose shades, this is very much my color palette. I like this a lot. It's very warm and cozy. And then with some of these darker colors, I feel like you're going to see that twinkling sparkle effect with how faceted Diamond Art Club's round diamonds are. Gosh, yeah, these colors are so rich and cozy. I was not expecting to like the color palette this much just based on the original artwork, but as I'm looking at these diamonds, it's really calling my name. All right, here's our first special drill. It's the Fairy Dust Diamond, Z3830. We have that pearlescent effect on the tops of these diamonds that gives it that subtle shimmer. And it's like a warm brown color. Almost a chocolatey brown. Oh, right next to it, there's our, sorry, I didn't even realize. Our second of three fairy dust colors, Z3727. This beautiful pale pink. It's almost a dusty rose, but it's kind of light for that. I love this shade. I have so much decor in my home that is this shade of pink as like an accent color. Love it. Here's our last special drill. It's an ivory color, Z948. Now, the lighter the drill color, the harder it's going to be to see that fairy dust coating, in my opinion. But that's still going to have a nice little shimmer. I'm going to guess that maybe is in the like little circles behind her head, that motif. We still have one more strand. Oh, two actually, but no special drills in these. They weren't too heavy-handed with the special drills in this one. Just those three small bags. All right, last strand here we have just the smallest amounts of. They really have a lot of different colors going on in here, even though it is... the color palette doesn't seem that extensive when you look at the original artwork, but then when you look at all these colors, there's just a little bit of it. Must give it that nice amount of shading. All right, as always, give me just a moment to look ahead of you at where these special drills go, and then we'll point them out together. Okay, so as a quick reminder, we have that kind of warm chocolate brown fairy dust, the pale pink fairy dust, and a pale ivory fairy dust. So if you take a look down here, there's this light, it's the lightest color you see. That's our ivory fairy dust here, and a little patch right there. Then we have a line of the pale pink fairy dust. It's this light pink line right here in her, I think it's like her robes. The lightest pink color here is the light pink fairy dust, as is like the second lightest pink color in her robes over here with that pink fairy dust. And then the warm kind of chocolate brown color. That fairy dust color is going to be this shade of brown right here, as well as right there. There's two lines of it. There's also over here, it's that warm chocolate brown color. This brown shade over here is that fairy dust color, as is this brown shade, and at her waist there's a line of it as well. Pull this up a bit. Now, this is like at her shoulder, right? Like the sleeve. The light pink color you see throughout here is going to be the light pink fairy dust. And then as we're getting into her hair, the lightest color you see is going to be the ivory fairy dust. There's just a nice line of it through here. And then over here, these like really warm brown colors, like these lines here. This is our brown fairy dust. There's patches of it in here. These white spots here are going to be the ivory fairy dust. And then in this background over here, there's a patch of the ivory fairy dust right here, as well as kind of in her hair right there, in her antler here, a little bit in her hair right here. And then over here in the trunk of the tree, we have some of the pale pink fairy dust. And this is like a wooden staff she's holding. There's a line of it. Checking to see if it was anywhere else. There's more of the brown fairy dust. This is kind of in the background. I don't think that's a tree trunk. I think it's just in the background. And a little bit of it here as well. And I think that's it for special drills. So yeah, there weren't a ton in this kit. It was pretty sparing, but this, I feel like, yeah, it's the kind of artwork that doesn't necessarily call for oodles of special drills. So I think that works really nicely. So this is Birch Spirit, which there was another, was it Raven Spirit that came out not too long ago as well. So there are a couple of different of these pieces that I feel like are almost in a series by Jamushka that came out, but I think they all got just one run, even the ones that weren't part of a mystery box. So, but I hope that this gave you a nice look at this particular kit. I have seen this one pop up in a number of D-Stash groups already, so if you're hoping to track this one down, hopefully it's not too tricky to do so. I'm going to pack this up really quick, and we will take a look at the second kit in that mystery box together. I'll be right back. So we're on to the last kit in this mystery box haul, and let's take a look at this one and see what we think. Why do I have two packing slips? I don't understand what's happening. Okay. And we've got another round drill kit. Let me not make a mess over here. And it is Pegasus by Katrina Coltez. You know what? I love me a mythical creature. This is a really pretty looking kit. So we've got 55.6 by 55.6 centimeters or 22 by 22 inches. And we are going to take a look at this one. I have not done a kit by this artist before, but I really enjoy seeing where Diamond Art Club puts the special drills. And we'll see if this is one that changes my mind. Oh, this is the slightly older style of box now, called the older style box now because it does not have a separate sleeve. The artwork is printed directly on the box. So there you go. 76 colors, including 2 ABs and 2 fairy dusts and around 40,000 diamonds in this particular kit. Let's take a look. Let's see what our treasure quest card is going to be and see if our stickers are all in one shape on this particular one. And yeah, like I said, I believe that everyone got the same 2 kits in this box. I am struggling to remember at the moment if Diamond Art Club had said at the time that everyone would be getting the same 2 kits, or if that was just something that like we realized. I think they did. So, okay, let's take a look. We've got bronze again for our treasure quest card. I don't remember what the first 2 were. It's been so long from the first box. So Pegasus, there's the original artwork. It really is very dreamy. If I remember right, it's pretty confetti heavy. Stickers are all good. 76 colors, really colorful. It's kind of got a rainbowy effect in some areas, so that doesn't surprise me. There's our special drills, and let's open up this canvas to take a look at the render and whatnot too. Okay. Yeah, so neither of these canvases was particularly large. So slightly smaller, medium-sized round drill kits. Okay, that's really pretty, actually. That's really pretty. Yeah, no, that's... I really like the look of this a lot more than I expected to. Let me roll it backwards, give you guys a better look. You can see the little, like, rainbow effect in the wings and stuff, too. I like that. Okay, up close. How are we looking? Confetti, color blocking, somewhere in between. I am seeing a good amount of confetti with a bit of line blocking. But yeah, generally speaking, Katrina Coltez, like her art style seems to lend itself to being like that softer look, which usually translates to more confetti. But bits of color blocking, you know, you can multi-place little areas like that if you want to. And some line blocking too. Gorgeous colors, even just from on the canvas. And lots of color shift in the background of our Pegasus face. A little bit of color blocking there too. Yeah, definitely. Overall, it's weird. It's not like what I would say is super confetti heavy in terms of it's not like a ton of single placing and oodles of color changes. But it's not color blocking heavy either. It's somewhere really in between. And we're at almost 56 centimeters each. Let's see if I can lay this flat. Yeah, each direction. And drills wise, let's take a look at these colors. By the way, there is a sticker on here. I don't know if I mentioned that with past kits, but it tells you what kit these go with, just in case you store them separate from the canvas and outside the box they came in. Okay. It's such a small pack of diamonds for 76 colors. It feels small to me anyway. Here's our first special drill, which is Z3865 fairy dust color. So you can see a nice big bag of this white fairy dust where you can see that shimmery coating. And especially if this is in areas that are next to darker colors, like imagine it's right next to this blue, that actually will help, that contrast will help you see the glittery kind of shimmery effect on the tops of those diamonds. And then we already have our next special drill, which is an AB 819. ABs have that iridescent coating. It's super sparkly and also will really pop against a dark background like this one here. But we'll see where that one is found. The white one I can already kind of spot, but I'm not sure about the light pink yet. Yeah, lots of shades of greens and blues. Here's our next special drill, which is our second of two fairy dust colors, Z162. Just a light blue fairy dust color. Kind of a contrast to the last kit we looked at, where this one, right away we've had some of those special drills in bigger bags, so we have a little bit more of them comparatively. There's one of our 6000s range colors. Shade of purple must not exist in the DMC. Lots of these colors that we have small packs of, which makes sense. The canvas really isn't that big. The canvas isn't that big, so to have this many colors, it makes sense that a lot of them we just have a very small amount of. I've seen a number of Katrina Coltez pieces completed. They look really, really good. Here's our last special drill. AB 3078 is a pale yellow AB color. That iridescent coating is popping off those. Looks really good. I am always a proponent of, if you're curious to see, even though this one, I'm trying to think how to put it. I don't think this one has an individual listing on the Diamond Art Club website, so there's not a spot you could go to look at specifically this one completed. But you could go and take a look at other pieces by this artist and look at the reviews of those pieces completed. And that can give you a sense for, just generally speaking, how it looks when Diamond Art Club renders this artist's work and how they look as diamond paintings. Alternatively, this one has been out for a little bit now. By the time that I'm recording this, so you could also take a look in some of the Diamond Art Club or the Diamond Painting Facebook groups, and it's possible someone has worked on this one and you might be able to find a completed picture that way. All right, I'm going to find the special drills in this one. I will be right back. So just as a quick refresher, we have a white fairy dust and a light blue fairy dust, and then we have a pale yellow AB and a pale pink AB. The white one is the easiest that's to be found in this one. Basically, anywhere you're seeing just like a pure white color, that's our white fairy dust. There's not a white color in this kit that isn't a special drill. So the white that you see, for example, in the flower petals over here, as well as here, and in the Pegasus, like along its leg, along its chest, these flowers over here, this is all white fairy dust. The white you see in the wings all throughout here, that's all white fairy dust, as well as here on the Pegasus face, head, and then bits of the white in the background, little bits of stars. That's white fairy dust. Then we had the light blue fairy dust color. This one I actually had a little bit of a harder time kind of picking out. It kind of, the symbol doesn't stand out to me as much, but it is some of these light blue shades like in this flower. You can see in some of these petals here. Not in this flower. Some of these light blue spots in the sky. So like there's a little bit of it right here. There's a little bit of it in some of these light blue shades in this flower. Actually, a lot in this flower, as well as this one right here, the light blue colors. And then I'm just checking to see if I missed any along here. Not really. But there is a little bit here in the sky, kind of like we had at the bottom. So there's a little bit of the light blue fairy dust here, as well as these light blue colors next to the white fairy dust, actually, and a little bit of light blue right there. So those are our fairy dust colors. Then we had the pale yellow AB, which can be found in this flower. It's not the brightest yellow color, it's the one right next to it. So it's all throughout the petals here, and it outlines along the top of the flower here. It's also a patch of it right there, patch of it right there. And I think that's actually all of the pale yellow AB. I don't think it's any of the yellow shades I'm seeing up here. So yeah, mostly just down here in this flower. And then last we had the pale pink AB, which is also actually in this flower right next to the pale yellow AB. This pale pink shade, including this patch here and this patch here, that's all pale pink AB. There's a little bit of the pale pink AB around the white fairy dust over here. There's also in a number of these feathers, actually. So that was a pretty big bag, now that I'm thinking about it, of the pink AB. So it's the light color, the lightest color in these feathers, that light pink. It's going all the way up here, including up in these feathers up here. And the light pink shades that you see next to the white fairy dust throughout this section as well, on down here. And then some of the light pink areas here on the front of the Pegasus. So next to the white fairy dust right here, and right here, as well as here along the leg. I don't know all the technical anatomical terms, so apologies. Next to the white fairy dust here on the chest, and down here on the leg. Again, that's the pale pink AB we're looking at. It's also next to the white fairy dust here on the horse's face and head. And a little bit of it in the horse's mane here. Yeah, there must have really been a lot of that pink AB in that bag. So that's the one we by far have the most of. And I think seeing it in so many different places, I think it's going to be really pretty. All in all, I like the special drill placement in this one a lot. I feel like Katrina Colte's work really has that magical ethereal effect. And so having special drills throughout just adds to that sort of completed look. And I think this one is going to be really incredibly pretty. So that is called just Pegasus. And again, was from the mystery box. Mystery box was at number 16, I believe. And that is the last of the kits that we're going to be looking at in my mystery box haul today. So thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed getting a look at the kits in these boxes. Like I mentioned, I believe at the beginning, if you are hoping to look for any of these kits at this point, I have seen all 4 of them pop up in DAC groups on Facebook, as well as apps like Mercari, eBay, Poshmark, those kinds of things. And I will say, I have even seen the prices drop quite a bit from the high point that they started at for some of those really in-demand kits. So I really hope that even for like the Marigona Suli and the Lyubka Cats one, I think you will be able to find those for the not crazy prices that they were being listed for a month ago. So do take a look if you haven't checked in a while, and hopefully you will be able to snag any of these mystery box kits that are otherwise must-haves for you if you missed out. But let me know what you guys think. How do you feel about mystery boxes in general? Do you like them, hate them, somewhere in between? I have a love-hate relationship with them, honestly. They play with my emotions so much, and can I be really real? I personally prefer a mystery box that to me feels like this most recent one that we just looked at, right? These two kits are gorgeous, but to me, they're not like the kinds of kits that are so wildly popular that lots of people are going to be hunting for them, and the prices are going to be really outrageous to track them down. But the benefit of getting them in a mystery box is that you're getting a really good deal on them. And so there's still the upsides to them being in a mystery box, but also it doesn't feel like, for the diehard collectors, of which there are a ton for some of these other artists like the Marigono Sulis and even the Liubka cats, and more, that you're not necessarily potentially missing out on something for your collection that way. But that's just my opinion. I'm just one person. But I would love if mystery box were more kind of this like obviously beautiful kits, some nice variety. You're going to maybe discover some things that wouldn't necessarily be right up your alley. Of course, some people, this is going to be their top favorite artist. I'm not trying to say that that's not the case, but more so it just feels like, okay, I'm getting a really good deal on something, but not missing out on a must-have. Very selfishly. So anyway, let me know your guys' thoughts. Please subscribe if you want to see more diamond painting videos from me. I do unboxings and reviews from a variety of different companies, weekly whip and chats if you want some company while you're crafting on Monday mornings, and diamond painting tutorials and how-tos. So either way though, I hope you're doing very, very well. Have a day and a week as wonderful as you are, and I will chat with you in the next one. Bye guys.